continuing our mitochondria. So here minimum number of mitochondria. If one cell contain only one mitochondria, so that in plant cell, in cholera and microstatus. Now in animal we have trypanosoma. So trypanosoma we have studied that is a sleeping sickness. So it induce what? Sleeping, called trypanosoma cruzi and trypanosoma giardia. Now mitochondria is smallest in yeast and largest in oocyte of Rana pipiens. So Rana pipiens is the type of what? Amphibian. Now mitochondria second largest in plant but largest in animal cell, and third largest after nucleus and chloroplast. So in plant it is first nucleus is largest, then second chloroplast is largest, then third is that mitochondria. So here is second organelles, because nucleus is not containing organelles, it is separated. Now inner membrane enfolding, that is cristae. That is what? That is called cristae or microvilli in plant. In animal that is called cristae or no, in cristae in animal and microvilli you can both say. And cristae is site for what? Oxidation reduction due to presence of their what? Porins. So porins is here present, that is permeable porins, which act as channel for the entry and exit of what? Protein, where inner membrane is impermeable and this outer membrane is permeable due to porins. Now inner membrane bears ETS, that is electron transport chain, and tennis like, that is called oxysomes. Like this is like mitochondria, 2 layer, and it contain like this type cristae. Now in this cristae, contain like this tennis like this structure, where this is called what? This is called oxysome. So this oxysome contain differentiated into 3 parts. So these 3 parts is called head, stalk and base. So here we will go through it. Now outer mitochondria contain what? Adenylate kinase enzymes, and oxysome differentiate head, which is called what? F1 particles, and base, that is called what? F0 particles. Base is what? F0 particles, where F1 particle is for head. F1 particle is called what? ATP synthesis, and this is the what? Final step for ATP synthesis in the head. Now stalk is for what? Conduction, second, and third part is what? F0 part, base, which contain ETS system, electron transfer system, and has what? Proton channel also. So proton what? Transport is here occurs. Now previous it was saying that 2 proton pass for 1 ATP. Now in modern we have what? 3 electron passed for 1 ATP in modern theory. Now oxysomes is called what? Functional unit of mitochondria. So how oxysomes happen? So like in inner there is cristae. So cristae contain tennis like or destructive departure structure that contain oxysomes. So oxysomes is that occur. Now 70% of total enzymes found in mitochondria. Here enzymes like Krebs cycle, which is found in matrix, and all enzymes contain in matrix except succinase hydrogenase, which contain in inner membrane of mitochondria. Now we have what? Here note is that for fatty acid enzymes, all present in matrix except ATP and cytochrome oxidase, that is on the inner, that contain on the inner portion. Now ATP production or synthesis in the mitochondria is called oxidative phosphorylation, And matrix of mitochondria contain amine manganese. So dye for mitochondria staining is Janus green. Also mitochondria in a cell called chondriosome. So mitochondria different name, chondriosome, ATP meal, mitochondria. Now mitochondria outer membrane removed, that is called mitoplast. Lifespan is up to 10 days, or you can say 1 week. Now peptide character in yeast is mitochondrial inheritance. No Christie in sperm. Now biogenesis, mitochondria divide by binary fusion to form new one due to DNA that help in formation of middle piece fatty acid. So fatty acid, two enzyme, that is ATPase and cytochrome oxidase, that doesn't contain on the matrix, that is contained on the inner side of matrix. So now we have next plastic. So plastic discovered by and given by Haeckel's largest cell organelles in the plant, because it is not found on the animals, mainly it is found in plant. And curtain protista too, in protista family too there is like dinoflagellate diatoms, that types of that contain what plastic, and it is absent in fungi, double walled, and DNA contain cell organelles. Now for plastic origin from pre-plastic, that is called proplastic or eoplastic of the division by meristematic. Now plastic has genetic information, that is called plastidome. Now involved in storage of carbohydrates. Is the for main plastic is for storage of carbohydrates function and formation of what is formation of ATP, no, formation of what food. Now this contain three types formation and what involving formation and storage of carbohydrate, that is like food. Now three type on the basis of pigment. So first is Leukeoplas, which is largest among all and colorless and rod shape with circular also, and found in underground part. Now function is for storage and reserve food material. Now three type on the basis of nature of food storage. We have amyloplast, store starch like in rice, potato, wheat. Now proteinoplast, also called Eleuroplast, that store protein, example is maize. Now Ileoplast, that is also called olisomes, store oil or fat. Example is Ricinus, that is castor seed, means Ricinus is in dicot with endosperm. Now we have second, that is what Chromoplast. Chromoplast is colored plastic, that is other than green, color. It is second largest plastic with to provide color to fruit, seed and flower. So formed by chloroplast or leucoplast. So mainly chloroplast tomato chili and leucoplast what carrot. Now green tomato change to red due to chlorophyll pigment change by lycopene, and green chili to red due to chlorophyll pigment change to capsanthin. So green tomato, lycopene, green chili, capsanthin. Now other color plastics here, rhodoplast, that is red algae, that is red plastic, and pheoplastic, that is brown algae. So it is brown plastic. Now chloroplast. So chloroplast at last discovered by Sack and named by Simper. It is called what kitchen of plant cell or photosynthetic apparatus or autoplast. Now shape is here discoid, tablet or biconcave. Now it is found in all photosynthetic organisms except photosynthetic bacteria and cyanobacteria. In photosynthetic bacteria and cyanobacteria, found in what? Chromatophores. So photosynthetic bacteria and cyanobacteria alternative found, that is called what? Chromatophores, and that is stores starch temporarily. Now shape of chloroplast. So cup shape Chlamydomonas, spherical shape cholera, spiral ribbon scleriform spirogyra, gilder ring collider horse shape eulothorax, and reticulate net-like shape oidogonium. Now we have question from cell biology, so that we have studied today. So now let's get started the question that has come from the competitive exam. So let's get started. Now the first here is the catabolic enzymes are found in. So catabolic enzymes. So enzymes 70% enzyme is found in mitochondria. So mitochondria is the answer. Now thyroid is also. So thyroid is present in chloroplast of the plastid. So where is chloroplast? Now chloroplast help in photosynthesis. So B is the answer. So here what? B is the answer. Now cell arise from parasitic cell only by reproduction. So cell arise from parasitic. So this is called what? Cell linkage, that is given by whom? By Virchow. By Virchow, and this is called what? Cell linkage theory. So Rudolf Virchow gave this theory. Now who discovered living cell wall? So this living cell was discovered by what? Leeuwenhoek. So he discovered a sperm cell that is living. Now aerobic respiration. So aerobic respiration type process occur always on the mitochondria. So store energy, ATP, and what? And respiration. Now 6 energy is stored in this cell. So energy also stored in this C of the mitochondria. Now invention of microscope is credited to some first microscope, simple microscope made by Robert Hooke. Now then the protein tubulin found. So tubulin like protein only found in what? Centriole. So tubulin protein found in centriole. The extranuclear cell organelles which possess hereditary material. So hereditary material is present in what? Chloroplast, mitochondria, and nucleus. So this again mitochondria, plastid means chloroplast. So option B is right. Option C is right. Now we take number the site of protein synthesis. So protein synthesis. So ribosome is called factory of protein synthesis. So option C is right here. Now all of the flowings are membranes bound except so here what? Centriole is not non-membranous. So option B is right. Now which of the flowing structure is not possessed by eukaryotic cell? So eukaryotic cell which is not present. So in eukaryotic cell, incipient nucleus is not present because well organized nucleus is present in enzyme that attack by glycolysis. So in glycolysis cytoplasm we will study in what? Physiology. Now 14 which of the following is true for prokaryotic cells? So prokaryotic cells have circular DNA, we all know that, and eukaryotic cell have what? Linear type of DNA. It is what? It is unigenomatic, and this is polygenomatic. Eukaryotic polygenomatic. Now genetic material eukaryotic, that is DNA. That is now 6 number. The thin delicate membrane just attached to the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm attached delicate membrane. So that is called what? Tonoplast. And this tonoplast comes under what? Vacuole. Now which of the following is correct? So in 17 number, not photosynthesis, nucleoprotein, no nucleoprotein. Respiration and sex. So this C is the right answer. Now the layer found between the cell wall. So cell wall 2 layer, that is called middle lamella, and that is formed by what? Vesicles of Golgi complex. Let's go phlegmoplast. Now 19 number, control center, that is called what? Nucleus. Now 20 was the sugar present in fruit, honey, and nectar, that is called fructose. Only which fruit? That is called grapes. There that sugar present is glucose. that is exception. In nucleic acid, nucleotides are joined. So nucleotides are joined by. So nucleotides is joined by what? Phosphate bond. And this hydrogen bond, in hydrogen, this two strand that is joined by, this two strand is joined by what? Two strand is joined by hydrogen bond, not two nucleotides. So nucleotide is joined by this phosphate bond. Now a metabolic event takes place in cell. So here from DNA, RNA, and from RNA we have protein. So 22 B is right, 21 also B is what? Right. Now we have 23 number. Now which is not a lipid? So lipid is like what? Fat. So steroid is not a lipid. Now the amino acid glycine is found. So glycine is the simplest amino acid that can be present inside. So C is right, inside phospholipid layer. Now 25, all protein also, all protein contain amino acid. So option A is right. Now which is true about lipids? So lipid are what? Lipid are like non-polar, and that is solvent type. So they are soluble in non-polar solvent. It is also like non-polar. So non-polar solvent, polar solvent. Now lipids are that both. So it is called amphibolic. So option C is right. Now 22, which of the following is correct? So here we can see lysine and leucine essential. Oh, okay, this is right. Lysine, leucine is essential amino acid. Now 29, all nucleic acid are made up of. So nucleic acid made of nucleotide. Main component is what? Nucleotide. Now the aspect of protein structure which the gene mostly directly relates. So which protein the gene is related? So gene is most related in primary. So A is right. Now 31, protein that gives off amino acid only on hydrolysis. So protein gives amino acid on hydrolysis of albumin and globulin. This is a type of protein, and this is also type of protein. This is type of protein but not used. Now not a part of nucleotide. So nucleotide, no, steroid is not part of nucleotide. So option A is right. Now we have molecular formula of chitin. So molecular formula, you should remember 5, no 4, of 3 of N for 4, and this is 5 4. So C is right. So here is 4 and here is 5 4. Now 34, as the size of protein increases, it becomes what? More soluble. So B is right. That what? More soluble. Now X-ray crystallography is used to study. So X-ray 3D complex of protein. So B should be right. Now 36, pyrenoids are found. So pyrenoids are mainly found in what? Chloroplast. We will study in algae chapter. Chloroplast. Ribosomes in prokaryotes. That is what? 70 GS and 55. So 37A. Now 38, large number of grana occur. So grana only occur in plastic chloroplast. Now a thin membrane that envelops the structure of chromosomes is known as. So the thin membrane that is called what? Pellicle. So B is right. Now the cell wall is interrupted by minute pores. So minute pore, that is called what? Interrupted by minute pore, that is called plasmodesmata. Which are flowing occur in mitochondria. So mitochondria, here ATP synthesis is occur. So all, because ATP synthesis occur and amino acid synthesis, fatty acids, oxidation also. Now the process by which of the organelles are separated from cell is organelles what? Separated. So organelles is like living component is separated. So living component separation by the fractionation. 42 is also done. Now here is 43. Which microbes would you use to examine a culture of living cell? So living cell, that is what? Living cell. Then we should have phase context. Now see the answer. 44, when all organelles are removed from a cell, the remaining fluid like, so now if organelles are removed, then that is called what? Haloplasm. So C is correct, haloplasm, or what, cytosol we can say. The temperature which protoplasm, that is 60 degrees, so B, C is right option. Now 46, which process occur in chloroplast? So chloroplast, we have what? We have phosphorylation only, because oxidative phosphorylation not occur in this, because oxidative phosphorylation occur in mitochondria. Respiratory change is also in mitochondria. This which is wrong about mitochondria. So mitochondria, now so mitochondria no chloroplast. Now what is wrong about Golgi bodies? So in Golgi bodies, not found in all living organisms. Chloroplasts are green due to pigeons. Due to pigeons of what? Chlorophyll 49. 50, eukaryotic cell differ from prokaryotic cells in presence of what? Cistron, because prokaryotic is monocistron, and no, prokaryotic cell is polycistron, and what? And we have eukaryotic cell with what? Monocistron. So cistron is mainly, so cistron is what mainly occurs, that can be distinguished. Other we have what? 51 endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum is mainly made of what? This all. So D is right answer. Now we have what is wrong. So wrong cell wall completely isolated the adjacent cell. So cell wall not adjacent cell, because adjacent cell is divided by middle lamella. 53 number, description correctly matches corresponding type is. Now thickened area gaps, no, interwoven process, interdigestion. So this B is right. Now 54, the cell and the corresponding substance stored in storage parenchyma. So parenchyma is for the primary cell wall. So this primary cell wall mainly occurs in nectar and oil. 54. Now 55, we have chromosomes at anaphase various shape. It is J-shaped when the centro, so J-shaped. So J-shaped mainly occur in sub-terminal. So J and T can remember. Now in 56 number we have, ensure the real tissue structure are observed through the definite technique which involves treatment of the tissue in order the correct sequences. So the correct sequence is like this: fixing, dehydration, embedding due to sectioning. After sectioning, staining and molting is done. 57, a tissue is a group of cells which are, so tissue is group of cells which dissimilar in structure but what? Common in origin and function. So common in origin and function is the main character of the tissue. 58, cell drinking refers to pinocytosis is the what? Cell drinking. Phagocytosis is cell eating. Now which contain maximum germs of cells. So this mitochondria 70% contain. Now we have 60 number question. Now where prokaryotic genetic system has. So prokaryotic system has what? DNA but no histone protein. So A number is that the term suicidal bag is called what? Suicidal bag is called lysosomes. Now which of the following structure other than nucleus contain DNA? So DNA contained in what? Mitochondria. So B is right. Now 63, protein are synthesized by what? Ribosome. So C is right. Now light microscope magnification. So light microscope mainly what? 1500 to what? 1500 to 3000. Now 65, the protein embedded in the lipid in the cell membrane is called what? Inside the cell membrane. So in the cell membrane, that is integral protein. You can say integral protein means inner protein. Now 66 is enzyme for various function are found in complex form, that is called what? Membrane. Okay, yes, it's membrane. Various function in complex form, that is called what? Membrane. Like in what? Like in nucleus also same membrane. Now 67 we have mitochondria found in all eukaryotics. Now 68 we have animal cell interjection. Also interjection is called what? Desmosomes, because interjunction for the what? Connection, desmosomes. Now lysosome contain enzymes which are, so lysosome contain enzyme, that is what? Phospholipid hydrolytic enzymes, and that is what? 50 types, 50 hydrolytic enzyme. Now this and all is acidic. The polypeptide assembly can be found also. Polypeptide assembly mainly on the what? Polypeptide, that is found in mainly in ribosomes. Polypeptide. Now we have 21 beetroot. So beetroot is for only for anthocyanin vacuoles. That is what? That is white in color. Now lysosomes are considered because they have what? Hydrolytic enzymes called suicidal bag. Now 73 lipid bilayer is impermeable to, so mainly this is impermeable to polarized charge, that is D, because lipid is non-polar and soluble in non-polar. Now plant cell connected by the channel to their wall is called, so desmosomes is for animals. So plasmodesmata is for what? For plant. Now main component of endoplasmic reticulum is, main is what? Main component of endoplasm, that is what? Cisternae, Christnot cisternae. Now 76 we have the most prime component of cell wall is, so cellulose, then hemicellulose, then only we have about pectin. So 76 B is right. Now 77 who coined the term cell? So Robert Hooke coined the term cell in the book what? Micrographia from the what? Oak tree. The function of Golgi bird is formation of glycoprotein, glycolipid, and now this is what? Glycoprotein and glycolipid is for the cell recognition. Now which of the following lack nucleus? So RBC of the man. So this is right. Now 80 bacteria and eukaryotic cell have similar what? Ribosomes. So ribosomes have same. Now cellular totipotential is demonstrated. So cellular totipotential is demonstrated by all plant only, because cellular pluripotency only shows in animal cell. Now we have what? Now we have question. Now we have 82 number question, that is spindle fiber. Spindle fiber is made of, so mainly spindle fiber is made of what? Tubulin. So main is tubulin and co-element of chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is for what? Magnesium, we can say as magnesium 83. Now 84 protein synthesis takes place in, so protein synthesis mainly takes place in what? Ribosomes. 84A B. And you have the most common character between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So they both have what? Presence of ribosomes. 86 glycosylation is carried out. So glycosylation is mainly carried out by what? ER. So 86C. Now 87 chromoplast are modified plastic. Rhodoplast is mainly consists of pigment. So rhodoplastic is for R, and that is contained in B option. So B option is right. Now if G represent gametophytic genus and S sporophytic genus in plant, the sequence of life cycle. So here sequence of life cycle should be what? S will be in between G. So here is S is between G. So C option is right, because here yes and here yes, between G and G, between G and G. Now nucleus was discovered by Robert Brown. That is 89. Red color of tomato is due to what? Red color is thin. We have studied due to what? Color changed pigment. Now so 19A is right. chromoplast, that is color giving other than green. Now we have the filament of the cilia and flagella composed of. So filament of cilia and flagella is mainly composed of what? Microtubules. So microtubules is the main. MT, MEF and EF, you should remember. Now the point which provide the site for the spindle attachment. So spindle attachment is kinetochore. So A is right. So A option is right. Now 93 is common to both. So both we have what? We have genetic code 93B. 93 what? B is right. Now 94 we have the layer of the cell wall formed soon after the cell division and composed of the calcium pectin. So calcium pectin cell wall that is formed after the cell division. So calcium pectin, so middle lamella oxysomes is present. So oxysomes is the what? In the inner cavity of mitochondria, largest cell organelle. So largest cell organelle is for what? Living component. So largest cell organelles is found in what? Mitochondria. After what? Plastid. Now which are the following is the largest cell component? So cell component is mainly what? Nucleus. Now ATP synthesis take place in, so ATP synthesis take place in what? Mitochondria on the head side of oxysomes. 99 ATP is formed on the oxysomes. 99B. Now 100 which are the following in a cell is non-living. So non-living here is what? Vacuole is what? Non-living. Now so cell wall is also living. No, cell wall is also non-living. Cell wall is also non-living. Which are the following has single membrane structure? So single membrane structure is what? Lysosome here, because this is two layer. We have question number 102. Which of the following is a cell non-living? So non-living here is that vacuoles, that is what? Non-living. Now 103 the prokaryotics have. So prokaryotics have what? Naked. So correct answer should be what? Naked DNA, that is option A. 103A. Now centromere is a part of, so centromere is mainly part of what? Chromosomes, that is in between, like this is chromosomes, then there in this between there is this the junction point, then that is called what? Centromere. Now chiasmata, now here this should be diplotin, you can remember by C and D. Now which is the flowing part of a cell is non-living? So here non-living is what? Cell wall we have studied. Nucleolus involving, so nucleolus mainly is what? rRNA. Continuing to our question, we have now the branch of biology dealing with the structure, function and reproduction of cell. So this should be what? Cell biology, because all this comes under what? Structure, function and reproduction. So structure and function mainly comes on cell biology, but reproduction can also become in according to modern cell biology. Now Hemring performed experiment to prove that nucleus is physical basis of heredity by working up. So here is Hemring. So Hemring work on what? Acetybulum. So 2C is the right option. You should remember acetybulum Hemring experiment. Now autosomes is, so autosomes is not a part but other than what? Sex hormone. So C is the main answer for the autosomes. Other than sex chromosomes is the autosomes. So like XY is the what? Sex chromosome, or XX is the sex chromosome. Now protoplasm is, so protoplasm is now here in option given. So mainly protoplasm should be what? Colloidal system, but colloidal solution is given. So option D is right, because polyphasic colloidal system is present in protoplasm. Because of gel hypothesis, outer is gel and inner is soul. Now out of total enzymes, mitochondria, so mitochondria 70% of the enzymes found. Now 6 riboforins are, so mainly riboforins, you should know that glycoproteins comes under what? Riboforins. So glycoproteins D number is the answer. Now border pits are very common. So border pits is mainly present in what? Gymnosperm. So gymnosperm and trachea also. So gymnosperm. Now genome means haploid chromosomes in gamete. No, genome is what? Chromosomes in what? Gamete is called haploid. That is set of chromosomes. That is called genome. Now mitochondria without its outer membrane is called. So without outer membrane is called what? That is called mitoplast. That is called what? Mitoplast. You should remember this mitoplast. Now hing of commerce is, so hing of commerce is called resin. Now 11, which are the following known as storehouse of RNA? So RNA is mainly stored in what? Nucleolus or RNA. Now we have other question, that is 11 number, 12 number. Now polytene chromosomes are found in. So polytene chromosomes mainly found in what? Cellulose. So B should be the answer. Now third is Jupiter ion. So Jupiter ion is for what? Protein. So that is enzymic protein. Now 14 number extensive polymerism is shown by. So extensive polymerism is shown by lysosome. Lysosome is the polymerism, extensive polymerism shown to what? Engulf the particle. The pits are formed in the layer. So pits are formed in secondary and tertiary middle also. So D is the answer. Now 16 number, an ATP molecule contain. So ATP molecule mainly contain what? RNA, that is ribonucleotide molecules. Now 17 number, which of the following type of chloroplasts are found in the cell of higher plant? So higher plant is the what? Oval shaped, or you can say what? Discoidal shaped. Now 18 numbers, chromosomes attached to mRNA form. Now, chromosomes in mRNA, that is from what? Polyribosomes, because of mRNA attached. Now 19, the Golgi complex originated from. So Golgi complex mainly originated from what? ER. So ER makes what? Golgi complex, and Golgi complex makes what? Lysosomes. Now 20 number, the structure present outside to plasma membrane but inner to the cell is. So here outer to plasma membrane. So outer to plasma membrane is lomosome. B number is the what? Correct option here. Now 21, plasmids. Plasmids is what? Extranuclear DNA. So this plasmids is present in bacteria type, and that contain what? Genetic habitat. Next 22 number question, the cell recognition and adhesion site. So here we know that glycoprotein and glycolipid is for what? Cell recognition in plasma membrane. Now 23 number, intact chloroplast can be isolated from green leaves by. So sugars, by the sugar solution we can what? Extract the chloroplast from the green leaf. Now 24, in prokaryotic cell the enzymes involved in the oxidation of metabolism are isolated. So enzyme oxidation, so in oxidation, in metabolic oxidation enzyme, so in plasma membrane, because here no mitochondria present. So 24 number is B. Now 25 number, the two organelles responsible for cytoplasmic inheritance among eukaryotics. So cytoplasmic inheritance can be occur in this chloroplast and mitochondria due to it presents what? DNA. Now 26 number is glyoxysomes are concerned with the metabolism. So glyoxysomes is for what? Fat. So C number is the right option. 26C. Now 27, centrioles are found in. So centrioles mainly found in what? Centrosome. So option B is what? Right. Option B is what? Right. Now we have 28 number, chromosomes determining sex circle. So sex circle what? Heterosomes, like XY is for male, and that is sex chromosome, and that is what? Heterosomes. Now 29, another name of kinetochore or
centromere. So we know that what fast constriction, so this option A should be right. Now 30, euchromatin. So euchromatin is what weakly, or you can say light, so option D is what right, because light strain is euchromatin. Now 31 number, the membrane bound enzymes involved in Krebs cycling. So membrane bound enzyme, so this is what succinic dehydrogenase, because this is the exception that it makes in inside of the mitochondria, and other all is the on the matrix of the mitochondria enzyme found. Now 32 number, the filament associated with cilia and flagella, so microtubules, simple. Now leukoplasts, which store oil, so oil is stored mainly in what, so oil is stored mainly in euplast, that is called oil in plant. Now protein tubulin doesn't occur in, so protein tubulin doesn't occur in what, plasma membrane, so B is right option. Now photorespiration takes place in, photorespiration always takes place in peroxisomes, so 35 is, so we can say photorespiration takes place in chloroplast, peroxisome and mitochondria, these three. So 35 is the right option. Now cytoskeleton, so cytoskeleton contain microtubules and microfilaments, so this D should be right answer for the 36 number. On nucleus is enclosed by, so nucleus is enclosed by what, porous layer, and that should be what, nucleus is double layered, so this C is the right option. Now necrosis, so necrosis means damage, so damage which is done by damage, so lysosomes make what, damage, so 38 D is right. Now which histone is absent in nucleosome, so nucleosome is for the nucleus or the nucleus, so H1 is not found in nucleosome, so 39 is the right option. Now 40, export film of the body is, so export film is for the Golgi body, and Golgi body is from the ER. Now main component of middle lamella is, so main component is what, pectin, so from the pectin we found what, other layer, the simplest amino acid, that is simple glycine, 42A. Now 43, we have an example of unnucleated. Enucleated means no nucleate, means no nucleus found, so in sieve tube. So after maturity, companion cell have got what, companion cell have got nucleus, but sieve tube not get. Now we have 44 number. 44 number, most abundant water insoluble polysaccharide of plant is, so most abundant in cell wall, most abundant is what, in cell wall most abundant is what, cellulose, and in middle lamella is what, hemicellulose. The endoskeleton of the cell is made of, so ER is for what, endoskeleton of the cell, and outer skeleton is what, cell wall. So 45 C is right option. Now beta oxidation of fat takes place, so beta oxidation only takes place in glyoxysome, so 46 B option is right. Now endoplasmic reticulum is in continuation with, so endoplasmic reticulum with nuclear wall or nuclear membrane, we can say 47 B is right. Now phragmoplast, so phragmoplast is for what, cell plate of the Golgi body, that is B option, A option, cell plate. Now 49, semi-autonomous nature of chloroplast, so semi-autonomous due to what, DNA and ribosome, so both, so that is D option is right. Now 50, outermost layer of cell wall is what, middle lamella, so C option is right. Now 51, gastric cell secreting zymogens have, so RER is for what, zymogen granules found, RER you should remember. Now totipotential, so Herbert Land make what, totipotential. Now each phospholipid molecule in a cell membrane consists of, so two, you can say what, two non-polar, so 53A, two non-polar tail should be what, right answer. Now 54, we have which one of the following feature is predicted by this single Nicholson fluid mosaic model of biologic membrane. So here they said that they may be in the lateral. So 54 we have C number, that lateral should be what, right. Now we have another question, that is 55 number. Which of the following would have least to diffuse through the cell membrane without the help of transport protein? Without the help of transport protein. So without transport protein, we have what, polar molecules without transport protein. Now synthesis of ATP in mitochondria takes place. So synthesis of ATP, so upon Christie, so Christie contain oxysome, and this oxysome makes what, synthesis. Now 15, the stalk element particles present the inner surface of the mitochondria, that is oxysomes, and outer is what, that porous, you can say. Now 58 number, outer and inner membrane of mitochondria are what, similar but different in function. So C number is correct. Now 59, beta oxidation occurs in, so beta oxidation mainly occurs in glyoxysomes and 4 fatty acid glyoxysomes. Oxidative enzymes are present in, so oxidative enzymes is present mainly in what, mainly in mitochondria. Most of the enzymes 70%, and oxidation also due to respiration 61. Thylakoids are found commonly in the plastids of, so higher plant, or you can say as higher plant thylakoid in the chloroplast of the plastids. Now average diameter, so this plastid should be what, micrometer. So option A 1 micrometer, so 61A, 62A. Okay. Now 63, endoplasmic reticulum is more developing. So endoplasmic, this is for the first generation. So first generation is for the what, young cell that contain what, first generation. 63B. Now we have 64, microsomes is the collective name for, so microsome is the collective name for, you can say here, here is microsome, so microsome is for ER, so ER is here, so C option is the right. Now we have question from 65. Lysosomes are never involved in, so lysosomes are never involved in what, lysosomal enzyme synthesis, because it only destroy. Now 66 number is, when a lysosomes fuses with the phagosomes, it results in the formation of, so lysosomes make fuses with phagosomes, means what, the middle membrane. So secondary lysosomes is made with the Golgi body. Now 67, so 67, glycolate metabolism occur in peroxisomes. Now which of the following is not directly involved in the cell support or movement? So non-cell support and movement is done in what, lysosomes, because it only destroyed. Now centrioles take part in mainly in start cell division. So D option is right. 69, D option is right. Now 70, many cells function properly and divide mitotically even though they do not have. So they do not have what, you can say here is, they all should be needed. So plastids, because in animal no plastids but also divide. Now phagosomes and pinosomes collectively refers, so they are referred endosomes because of inner. Now 72, the cisternae that makes up the Golgi body is Golgi complex is what, polarized. Cisternae make what, polarized, not rough, not reticulate, only polarized. Now 73, we have, which of the following statement is not true with reference to mitochondria? So they divide synchrony with cell type. This is what correct for this. Now 74, biogenesis of chloroplast and mitochondria is, so biogenesis means formation, so formation from the pre-existence, you can say. So C option is what, right here. Now we have other 75 number. What is common between chloroplast, chromoplast and leukeoplast? So here in 75 they are selling what is common between chloroplast, chromoplast, and leukeoplas? So they all are for what? They all are for fission. So fission like process to make. So here is fission multiply 75 for D. Also in mitochondria also by fission. Now 76 subcellular organelle. So subcellular organelle means non-cellular. That is what ribosomes because of non-membrane. Like subcellular grade is also that is a virus. Now mitochondria 77. Mitochondria are often seen aggregated around. So mitochondria is near what contractile vacuoles for the food help. Now lysosomes are formed by. So lysosomes are formed by this both ER and what Golgi apparatus. So D option is right. Lysosomes, Golgi apparatus and ER. Now 79 movement of cytoplasm around the vacuole in this cell is called. So in 79 vacuoles, that is called what? Rotation. Now 80 number, keeping in view of the fluid mosaic model for its structure of cell membrane, which one of the following statements is correct with respect to the movement of lipid and protein from one lipid monolayer to the other? Describe flip-flop movement. So flip-flop movement is what protein cannot be what move. That is D option is right. 80D. Now 81, which type of membrane is most abundant within cell? Most abundant in the cell is, you can say what, ER membrane is the most abundant within cell because it forms mainly. Now stimulus movement of two molecules across membrane in the same direction. If same direction, then that is called what? Symport. If only one direction, that is uniport. Now disappearance of the tadpole tail during metamorphosis brought about by. So here in the tail metamorphosis of the frog, so this is for frog, so lysosomes, because lysosomes make what? Tail dissolve. Now we have other number, that is 84. The number of microtubules in a flagellum, including those shedding three protofilament with each other, is. So three protofilament. So three protofilament is mainly for what? 20. So option B is right. Now zone of exclusion surround. So zone of exclusion surround mainly for what? Exclusion is for Golgi apparatus. 86, in mitochondria proton accumulated in the inner intermembrane space, there is proton found. Now microsomes formed from. So microsomes formed from mainly in what? All this Golgi body all. The correct sequence model of single Nicholson. Single and Nicholson said what? In the sea of lipid there is protein as the ice. In the sea there is ice, so protein should be in the bitumen. So 88 you should do what? D number, because P is in the bitumen. Which organelle associated with a wasteful process in only C3 plant? So in C3 plant, wasteful process is peroxisome because of what? Peroxisome because of only doing what? Only doing photo respiration, means C2 respiration. In an active protoplasm, the largest quantity is of. In protoplasm, the largest quantity is water. So C option is that. pH of cytoplasm is, so pH of cytoplasm is acidic, so that is option C. Now the highest percentage in cytoplasm is of, so highest percentage is oxygen in cytoplasm. Now who proposed that cell is a base, cell is a unit of life? So cell is a unit of life is proposed by what? Robert Hooke as the main source. Cell is the unit of life. Now 94 basic living substance of all the cell is a viscous protoplasm. This theory was given by. So for the protoplasm we have what? Von mole. So no von mole. Max excludes 94C. Hardness is unripe fruit due to presence of hardness in unripe fruit. So hardness present in the fruit, that is what? Middle lamella, and the dissolution of the fruit and yellow color due to that middle lamella too. Now 96. Now plasma membrane, particularly in animal cell, is elastic due to. So plasma membrane contain mainly lipids. So this is called what? Elastic in nature. In date palm, seed coat is made up of. In date palm, so seed coat is made of what? Hemicellulose. 98. Most of the water in mature plant cell occurs chiefly, so that is in vacuoles. One of the following shows endosymbiosis. So one of the following shows endosymbiosis in mitochondria. Which of the following is the marker enzyme of plant dictyosomes? So in plant dictyosomes is for nucleotide. C. Now C option is right. You should remember this. No option. 101. Hexaploidy wheat, basic number of chromosomes are. So in wheat we can say 7. So C option is right, because due to 7 is meant for wheat. Now chromosomes consist of. So chromosomes consist of this histone protein, non-histone, and DNA. So D number is right. Now 103. A typical nucleosome contain. So nucleosome contain what? 200 flips of helix. So option B is right. Now 104. If a ribosome is ribonucleoprotein particle, why should it not be RNA virus? So RNA virus, why should not be RNA virus? So for the virus we should not have what? This RNA diffuse. So option D is right. Ribosome protein function is. So mainly ribosome protein function is what? Enzymes, because protein is what? Enzymes. So 105. So D option is right. Now 106. The peroxisome protect the cell from what? UV ray. UV ray. You can see UV ray peroxisomes, and oxygen 2. Oxygen 2, that is 106D, molecular oxygen, that is D. Now nucleoids. So nucleoids option not given. We will continue in next class. Into last lecture we have nucleoids. So nucleoids without what? Nuclear membrane, that is option C is right for 107. Now 108. Site of formation of immature ribosome unit in eukaryote cell is. So this is called what? Nucleolus, because ribosomes is connected with nucleolus by which are rRNA. Now which 109, which is not mechanical cell organelle. So mechanical cell organelle, that is called spherosomes. Spherosomes is called mechanical cell organ. Now housekeeping protein occurring. So housekeeping protein occurring all. 111. Which structure of enzyme help in making of active site? So active site, that is what? Tertiary. That is enzyme making tertiary site, active site. 112. Now we have 112. Integral protein of cell membrane occur, that is called phospholipid matrix. Which of the following occur more than 1, 2, then 5 in a chromosomes? So 130. There should be one telomere. Liposomes in plant are also called. So liposomes is called as what? Liposomes is called glyoxysomes, because of lipid metabolized. Beta oxidation fat takes place, that is called what? Glyoxysome. Same. 115B. 116. Programmed cell death scientifically termed. So programmed cell death apoptosis. So C option is right for 116. Now 117. Root cell 42 chromosomes. Which one of the following is a basic chromosome survivor of the wheat? So wheat is we have remember that 7. SO2 pollution effects. So SO2 pollution mainly affecting mitochondria because here respiration is occurred. So option A is right. Now 119 rackets particles occur in. So mainly rackets particle occur in what? Mitochondria. Now we have another question, that is 120. A chromatic zone of chromosomes. So a chromatic zone of chromosomes is centromere, that is not chromatid. The number of mitochondria in a cell. So number of mitochondria can be what? Variable. 122, which is not a function of ER. So ER, non-function of ER is acrosome formation. Option B is right. Every living cell has. So every living cell has what? Membrane. The organelle performing similar function in basic plant and animal. So 124, we have what? Similar function, that is ribosome in same function, and also cell membrane is like also same function. Cilia flagella made of with tubulin protein. So option B is right. 126, which of the cell organelle is called engine of cell. So engine of cell is what? Nucleus. It's called brain of cell or engine of cell. No. Which option is called engine of cell? So engine of cell is what? Brain of cell is what? Nucleus. So 26 is called ribosome, because ribosome makes protein, that's called engine of cell. Now we have 127, that is which of chemically evident present in middle limb. So middle limb what? Pectin is mostly present. So A is right. And this both calcium and magnesium, this both, so C is also right. And here calcium is what? Main for the balance. So option A is right. Now major part of cell membrane. So major part of cell membrane is what? Lipid. Most abundant protein is found in. So most abundant protein is found in. Most abundant protein found in what? Chloroplast. So option B is right, because of what? Rubisco found in here. So now 130 we go. We have 130. Nucleoprotein in a cell is synthesized in what? Nucleoprotein is synthesized in this B, nucleoplasm. So B option is right. Now the major portion of chromosomes is comprised of. So major portion is what? Euchromatin, because of this is active and light strain. Now 132 ribosomes made up of. So ribosomes is mainly made up of protein and RNA. 132 B is right. 133, now ribosome attached with mRNA from what? Polyribosomes. This is also important. Now 134, type of ribosome found in rough ER that is what? 80S in what? ER. Golgi complex is derived from. So Golgi complex is derived from SER. Now 136 we have, which is responsible for origin of plasmodesmata. So plasmodesmata is formed by ER because it is what? Membrane factory, that is called desmotubules. ER with plasmodesmata is called what? Desmotubules. So this line is important. 137 lysosome originated from. So lysosome originated from what? Golgi bodies and ER. So main is what? Golgi bodies. Now 138, now centrioles are found. Centrioles are found in what? Centrosome and what? Cytoplasm. So option B. Now 139, papain enzyme digestion protein. So papain is for what? Papaya. Papain is for papaya. 140, vaccine is obtained from leaves of. So vaccine is for adhe. So this option B is correct. So this is of our cell unit of life topic. So you should get this.